Hello, my dearests. Welcome back to Hero versus the Bucket List. And in today's episode, we will be talking about the games I played in fall of 2024. Starting with a game that I am actively still playing, and I probably will play for a while because it is a slow burn game that I play about once or twice a week with my roommate at this home. And that game is the super charming, slice of life anime-esque Sakuna of Rice and Ruin. Sakuna of Rice and Ruin is a game packed with charm, quite literally. Straight from opening the box here, you get this little pack in. Let us admire this inside cover art. This is apparently the Divine Edition of Sakuna, a collector's edition of sorts. But I only paid $40 for it. Came with a music CD as well as a cute tea bag holder, or sorry, it is a Lucky Charm. My bad. You also get this. These little collector's items have been background set dressing in my videos for quite a while now. I bought Sakuna a while ago because, again, it was $40 and I thought, wow, this looks like a really nice package for $40. Cheaper than a lot of AAA games these days, which only come with the box and the game cart, manual even. Then we get a cute little manual, just like we used to get back during the GameCube, Xbox, PlayStation 2, is that the 5th generation of consoles? Back when they actually put manuals in games. They show you some of the characters. These characters you get well acquainted with because, like I said, this game kind of mirrors a slice of life anime. And you get to spend a lot of time with these guys. You get to learn about how they feel about their current situation, which is being banished to the Isle of Demons. And so yeah, the premise of the game is you are a goddess who got a little too comfortable in her position. She allowed humans to sneak into the lofty realm because she is high-key an alcoholic. And because of her arrogance, she, along with the humans, are banished to this Isle of Demons. And with these people, who at first she has a lot of resentment towards, they learn to farm rice and ruin. I think they ruined a holy tribute to the High Goddess, which is why they got banished. This is a big slow burn game for me, but unlike a lot of slow burn games, which I say I'll return to, but I inevitably drop, I've been consistent at revisiting this one weekly since about October time. And me and my roommate, we play for 20-30 minute sessions. We get just a little bit of chunk of gameplay in, and it's a good time. That gameplay varying between doing the rice farming, you do the whole process, planting, weeding, seeding, making manure, spreading manure, harvesting, drying, threshing. And then when you're not farming, you're going out into the world and fighting. There's 2D combat in this game where you go around in these dungeons, beat up monsters, and collect more resources. And as you farm and dungeon crawl, you get all these ingredients for these wonderful meals. You get one of your party members, Myrte, to cook you these really good meals. They vary in quality depending on what the season is. Tail end of winter, you're not eating the best food. But all this gameplay is contributing to the meal times you have with all these characters. What you hunt and gather goes on the dinner menu. And during these meal times, you have really good conversations too. Some of them flesh out character moments and relationships. Other dinner time conversations are really heavy and come with massive lore drops. And then there was one dinner conversation where the baby in the group says their first word, which is poop. And he is just delighted with himself. So yeah, it's a really fun game that bounces around a lot, so that I would say this game is a jack of all trades, master of none. There's a lot of charming stuff, but if it just like took one of these elements and that was the whole game, I could see myself getting very tired of it quickly. But since you're going between the farming and the 2D combat and these nice slice of life dinner conversation moments, I think there's a good balance of everything to keep this experience moving along. I really like all the characters, these children of men whom you get banished with to the Isle of Demons. They're all really fun, and you see their good sides and their bad sides, and they all feel really human. It's giving this found family vibe because none of them really knew each other before they crossed into the lofty realm, it seems like. It was chance and fate that brought these people together, and through hardship and perseverance, they create this found family unit with each other. Even Sakuna, who really is spoiled and resents the humans and blames them for getting her banished, even she chills out over time. And it's really fun. You got a good story here. It basically feels like an interactive slice of life anime already, if I haven't said that enough. I can't wait to see what else the game has in store for me. I will say though, the 2D combat in this game and platforming, while it's nice that it's there, I think it's the weakest element of the game. And this was accentuated to me by the most current game that I've beat. And this is jumping ahead a bit, but Prince of Persia here has much better movement mechanics. The platforming and action is just super fluid and exciting in this game. And there were times where I directly switched from playing Prince of Persia to hopping onto playing Sakuna because my roommate was like, hey, we should play some Sakuna. And whenever I would hard shift from this game to Sakuna, it just made those combat levels a little bit of a slog to get through. Sakuna is not the most fast fighter. She has kind of a stiff movement and fighting style. The one thing that Sakuna had over Prince of Persia was that she had this cool whip that let her whip around the levels a little bit like a Spider-Man, and you could use that to sling yourself behind enemies, use it for platforming advantages, and it is the most fun tool in Sakuna's kit. Eventually in Prince of Persia, you get a power where it's Sakuna's whip, but even better. It controls even better. So that's unfortunate, but this game doesn't have rice farming, so that's a point for Sakuna. And I was surprised how much I really liked the rice farming in this game. Like actual farming, there's a lot of slow monotony to it, but there's also a nice rhythm that I really could get into the groove of farming. It was a little slow and tedious, but felt rewarding, especially because the game gave you an option to have the samurai of the group Taomon tag in. If you don't feel like doing all the farm labor, you can just have him do it and skip that step. But the game explicitly tells you that the quality of your crop yield will be worse if you have him do it. Sakuna's loving, affectionate name for him is the Big Oaf. So yeah, usually you just want to farm and not put Taomon to the task. Yeah, and they really rag on Taomon for his incompetence. It is kind of funny. Once the family gets a dog, Asha Inu dog comes onto the farm and they're like, oh cool, he's ours. And then Sakuna's like, oh finally we can put Taomon to use, and this is what allows you to send the humans from your party to go out and gather at the same time you're out going into dungeons and fighting. Basically they couldn't go out on their own, but now that Taomon has a dog to keep him company, he's safe out there. So yeah, he is more incompetent than a dog. Get roasted, Taomon. He's one of my favorite characters, but all of these characters are really good. I would love to sit here and talk about them forever, but in the name of brevity, I'll just say, if anything I said has interested you so far about Sakuna, it's a pretty cheap game to get, so just get it and try it for yourself. Because it's a lovely little experience, especially if you can find a friend to play it with. Sakuna is great. Try it out for yourself. Next game we're talking about here